Chris Jansing, you are in Ohio. You've been talking to suburban women. Tell me in this final stretch what you're learning.
We've learned that a lot of suburban women who had never been involved in politics before, Katie, are suddenly activists. And, as you know, it was suburban women who helped put Donald Trump over the top. Now, by 23 points, they prefer Joe Biden. Groups like this, it's called Red Wine and Blue. They have just hit 200,000 members. Among them is Hannah. What was it? Coronavirus is one thing. We were just talking about the impact of that really got you on Team Biden. Tell us why.
Yeah, it was just so discouraging to see the leader of our country not take it seriously. You know, in one sense, he was saying it's not a big deal and it's just going to go away. And then we find out he was even lying about that, knowing the danger and not wanting to tell us.
Have you ever been activist before?
Never.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, Cindy, conservative Christian. Is it true you have been in anti-Planned Parenthood marches?
Yes.
And now, Joe Biden, what happened? What turned you?
Well, it was very clear that the Trump presidency has been a disaster in every single way. The George Floyd killing was just so horrific. Our racial reconciliation process is useless. I just saw so many problems in our whole nation, and I thought, nope, this is not going to work again. I've got to look around. And of course, a Democrat, the abortion issue was so hard for me. But once I began researching and realizing how the democratic process works, a president can't shut down abortion tomorrow. Donald Trump is not the savior of the universe. So it became very clear that I could look at another way of voting and having a kinder, more, the soul of our nation would be resuscitated. And Megan, my daughter-in-law,
who flipped you,
yes,
by the way.
Yes, my sons and their daughters have just been so kind and educating and saying, have you read this article? What do you think about this? And they weren't at all superior or shaming or, Mom, you're so, you know, they were just so kind. And it became clear that there was another path. I could break that Republican, evangelical, white, upper middle class place that I had lived in for so long.
And what you all are doing is sort of representative of that, because they're not just texting numbers that they got from the DNC, Katie, or from the Biden campaign. They're texting their friends that they know have not voted yet, because it is the start of a conversation for them and getting them to go to the polls. We have one woman here whose husband never used to vote. She got him to start voting. So it's this process. And obviously, it's critically important in a place like this. In fact, I just got off the phone with a pollster, Katie, here in Ohio. This is a county, Delaware County, where Donald Trump won by 16 points. Suburban women are turning here, and what he told me is if Joe Biden keeps it close, if you see early in the night that in suburban, red districts like this, Joe Biden is keeping it close or even moving ahead, that is going to be extremely telling, both about who wins Ohio and the power of suburban women, Katie.
Chris Jansing, so happy you talked to those ladies. I was listening to The Daily this morning, and they feature Red Wine and Blue as well. So if you're interested in hearing more from these women and what changed their minds about voting, listen to The Daily. It's a really fascinating listen. Chris, thank you.